The recording has begun on my end. You want to do a clap loud enough for both of us?
Clap.
Cool. So that way we can at least synchronized.
And
Oh my god,
give it to our boy.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Did Discord pick up that clap for you? It didn't cut that?
Well, it's not recording through Discord. You want to do it again? I'll check my audio through here. Go.
Oh, that was quieter. Hold on.
It definitely picked it up on my desktop audio.
Okay, cool. Cool.
That went red as a mom.
That'll work. Hi, Jordan. Hey, editor.
Jordan, I don't know you, but it's cool. You're just an editor to me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Jordan, you said his name was?
Yeah.
Michael?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan. And thanks for taking time off from the Bulls to
Thank you, Jordan.
Edit
Here's
this.
money. Edit this.
Here's money. All right. God damn it. I need a cough.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I love it when you start a chain and spread it around. Everybody's coughing.
Why is my eye so watery?
Fix your
Was that
bro.
cry?
You got bad allergies right now?
I guess, bro. And it's winter.
Also, you're out of focus again. What's going on? Bro, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Now with that cup, it's crazy. What's up, everybody? And welcome to the Rewind Podcast, where we talk about movies, TV shows, anime, even though we've only pretty much talked about movies, but we're switching that up this year, 2025. With me is always my host, Ryan.
What's up? I am your host. You're my parasite. We're all conjoined.
That's wild. Don't do that on the camera. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Jordan, blur that. Hey, editor Jordan, everybody. Shout out for him.
Shout out to Jordan. He's editing these going forward. And so if you ever wonder, damn, that's a solid edit, it's not from us.
It's not us anymore, yeah.
It's
all him. Yeah, give him props.
Thankfully, because that's
in the comments down below, or send an email to us at rewindedmedia@. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, we're back. We're back, Oz. Oh my God, we haven't done this in a few months. We had the in-person games.
Yes.
Which by the time this episode goes up, at least one of them's up, and people are watching it. Also, we've had recent channel growth. Welcome to the channel. What's up?
Yes. What it do?
If you're listening on Spotify, we're talking about YouTube right now, but we love you as well. Thank you for listening on Spotify.
I mean, they can't see my hand motions.
Yeah, they can't see your hand motions, no. Oh, my goodness. So, dude, we're here. What's up?
We haven't done this in a while, right? It's been it's been a few months, right? I think our last episode was what is it? I think our last episode was the Guilty Pleasures, right? Was that our last one?
Was it?
Might have been our last one. I think
was that
so.
Our last? Hold on, let me go to the Rewinded Media YouTube channel and check our playlist.
Linked here below.
Let's see. Boom, right there. Oh, we're linking it on our own channel. You see the subscribe button down below? That's a link, everybody. Click that button.
Just click it, bro. Click it. This is for the TikTok ads.
Let's see.
TikTok is still around right now, so that's
overrated movies. Guilty Pleasures was before that.
Overrated movie. That's right.
Last one was our overrated film.
Smack.
And that was in October?
Dang, we haven't done this in a minute.
Hey, welcome back to the Rewind Podcast, everybody.
Only because we've been busy, right? From shooting short films to doing a live in-person game that took days.
To dying of pneumonia and then being revived.
Yeah, that's right. We almost lost Ryan last year.
Yeah.
Due to complications of the lungs, apparently.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a doctor or anything, but...
Still broken right there. That part.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That was real. Sorry.
Continue. So, we got plans this year coming up, right? We have we want to do the podcast a lot more, which you'll be seeing. We'll be switching to a more regular format. We have a bunch of ideas we want to do for the D&D side of things, right? Like I mentioned at the beginning, we want to do TV shows and anime and stuff like that too. So we'll be diving into all these sweet little things, from movie reviews to all of that. We're gonna be jumping into this heavy this year. It's, I think last year was a good trial run of what we wanted to kind of do with this. And then
what are the vibes? What are we looking at? Where are we going? Exactly. Let's do it now. Yep.
Cool. The vibes are clear and ready.
New year, new America.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I'm so sorry. Audience at home, by New America, I mean New Significantly Worse America. Welcome to the channel.
So let's, you know what? On that note, let's go ahead and talk about something a little bit upbeat. Yeah.
Roll the
let's
intro.
Talk about.
We don't have one.
Do you? I was about to say we don't have an intro for this.
Oh, should we?
We are talking about our favorite. You know, it's a New Year's. Let's leave the past behind with this last segment, right? Or this first segment, I should say. What is our favorite movies? Top 3 of 2024.
A little final send off.
Yes, to 2024, to a year that was pretty solid in my books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, there were some definite bangers that dropped last year.
Yeah,
but
for
the
sure.
vast majority of films, and this is like more and more prevalent yearly, it's just more and more like this, trash, like utter garbage, just released over and over and over. Everything's going to streaming. Everything's written for like some stupid algorithm. You saw Netflix's new like push, like what is it, mandate to their writers or whatever. They're like, have characters say what they're doing as they're doing it. It's because people can't pay attention to a Netflix show. They have it on the background. And Netflix is like, well, let's cater to that. No.
That's crazy. Hey, Mike,
attention.
I'm cooking.
Yeah. Hey, I'm shooting this guy. I am a murderer.
You're the bad guy. I gotta kill you. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, they're Netflix shows for a reason, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Netflix is a company that just dishes out as much content as possible.
Yep, constant.
What is it? Quantity over quality. So,
Speaking of as much content as possible, Madam Web.
That's crazy. You know what? We might start doing 2 reactions to terrible movies sometime soon. We did that last year, right? We watched the movie, which was Madam Web, unfortunately, just because we wanted to make fun of it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
We should have recorded it. It was funny.
We should have.
We're talking so much.
We were
trash.
hanging out. We had like a beer or 2 in us.
Yeah, we were just laughing,
and it was a vibe.
So we might.
Madam Web is literally on my list though.
Of favorite movies.
Of favorite movies of last year. Yeah.
Interesting take. I'll say this: it was easy to pick my top 3. Just because there were a lot of movies just like every other year, right? But it's just last year wasn't that much of a banger, you know?
Yeah, last year was.
It wasn't hard to pick from, is what I'm saying. Well, then let's go ahead and start off with you. Then, what is your number 3?
I'm sorry, it's Madam Web.
That's crazy.
Jordan, clip.
Hey, come on, get your stuff. Let's go.
Okay. I know what you're thinking, audience. I know what you're thinking as well. Why the hell? Why would I ever pick Madam Web? It is, in my notes specifically, utter trash. Those are the first 2 terms there. Here's why. It's because Sony's control over their brand of Spider-Man is about done.
Sonyverse.
And I think Madam Web, not the stupid new Hunter or whatever the hell that dumbass movie was. I think it was Madam Web that confirmed that, we're going to take that back from Sony. I think Sony's done. And for that alone, one of my top movies of last year. Also, mainly because it was such an entertaining watch to be able to shit on that film with you. If I were alone and I turned that movie on, I would check myself into a mental health facility because something would be wrong with me to do that. But other than that, it was slow. It was stupid. The whole film was a plot hole. There were very few times where I thought anybody was acting. I didn't care. I didn't care about the villain. I didn't care about the story. It was completely pointless, just like most things that Sony Films makes. Hi, Sony Pictures. What's up? If you're hiring, I'm still down.
Sponsor.
Sponsor, hashtag. Yeah, dude, just to be quick and easy with my first one so we can get into it. Madam Web, garbage. Hopefully this and this Kraken Hunter Craven, who cares? Finally put those 45 extra nails into the coffin of the Sony Spider-Verse to just end it forever. May they never make another Marvel film.
I hate to burst the bubble, but I've seen tweets and I've heard rumors that it may not be dead, that the Sonyverse might still be alive.
Well, who gives a shit on Twitter? Follow us on Blue Sky, everybody.
Facts. Follow us on Blue Sky.
On Blue Sky.
On Blue Sky. Yeah, no, I think the movie was. I mean, it was terrible. It was funny to laugh at. The amount of shots, the amount of speed ramping, and
and the scenes. Bro. When they don't they finish the movie at a Coca-Cola or Pepsi factory? I can't remember which one.
Something like that. I mean, they do show Coca-Cola. I think Coke in every single Here's a Diet Coke.
Crazy.
At the barbecue, here's a Diet Coke. Right.
Crazy.
Before her friend gets killed in an ambulance that doesn't get hit that hard by a truck. Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The movie sucked. We definitely took two different routes when picking the top three.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that great of a movie.
Which I respect.
Year last year.
I
didn't watch a lot. Didn't go to a lot. I was too busy, or dying. I was too. I was too busy, or I was too sick.
I was too busy dying.
Speaking of, yeah.
Hey, you're showing off.
Maybe a little.
What's yours? What's your first?
My first, which it was up in the air until I finalized just. Not now, but just before we started recording. My number 3 is Nosferatu.
Come to me. Come to me.
Yeah, Nosferatu to me was high on my radar, only because Robert Eggers is a great director. And I don't know, there was something intriguing of seeing the first stills that were released for the film. One, I love the color grading, just the lighting, just the cinematography in general from the stills. And then the first trailer drops, and I am completely in. I'm in. No matter, and I hate scary movies, no matter what kind of horror, no matter how scary it's gonna be, I was gonna watch this shit in theaters. And sure enough, I did. Watched it once with myself, once with you. It still holds up. I loved it. I thought it was great. From as like I said, from the cinematography to the acting's insane, right? I mean, Lily Rose Depp carries and is crazy. But not only that, you got the I don't remember his first name, but one of the Skarsgård brothers. Bill Skarsgård. He does a tremendous job.
You have to ride on it. Crazy style.
That's a wild. The amount of TikToks I've seen like that is crazy.
It's so funny.
But dude, you know what's crazy is like you could have put his name in the credits after. I mean, I've seen a lot of people complain, or not necessarily complain, but talk about how they would have preferred if we didn't even know who played Nosferatu until the end. Just because it would have been awesome to find out that holy Bill Skarsgård. Just like
you can't do that with Hollywood. You got to put the actor out there to get that income.
And I bring that up because like I remember one of the most profound experiences of watching a movie like that, like a surprise at the end for me, was I watched Seven very late into my filmmaking career, right?
Yes.
Very late into my
90s
filmmaking
magic.
career.
Thank you, David Fincher.
And it was at the beginning, you get Brad Pitt credited, you get Morgan Freeman, you get Gwyneth Paltrow credited, right? And you don't know who what's his name, John Doe is, whatever the bad guy's name is.
John
you don't know
Doe.
who. Yeah, he doesn't get a credit until the very end, right? And you don't even know who the person is until Kevin Spacey comes in the screen for me, and I'm just mind blown. Cause like, holy, it's Kevin Spacey. And then sure enough, the first
when he
credit
shows up,
that
he's
pops
like,
up,
Detective!
yeah.
Detective! He's like yelling. I'm like,
And then sure enough, the first credit that pops up after it goes to black is Kevin Spacey as John Doe, which is genius,
which is
right?
scary for another reason nowadays.
Hey, yo.
And whoa, allegedly.
But, allegedly.
Exonerated in
Actually,
court.
I think, yeah, facts.
Allegedly.
Crazy. But just like that, like how cool would it have been to see like Bill Skarsgård's credit at the end and stuff like that. But regardless, I mean, I loved it. I was like watching it the second time. I wondered if I was going to see something that I didn't like, or if it didn't hold up to what I thought pacing wise and just shots. Nah, not at all. I still left and I was like, holy shit, this is so lit. What are you writing down?
I'm taking down editor notes for our editor. You're welcome, Jordan. Continue, please ignore me.
That's crazy. Editor notes right now off the rip.
He wants to know what we talk about so that it's easier for him to edit. So we mentioned like, Seven. I wrote Seven down. I genuinely, I think Other than another movie on my list, I think Nosferatu was the best made film that I watched last year, like period. It was phenomenal. It was beautiful. The homages to the original silent film were crazy. They were so good. The use of miniatures and then the use of CGI to like complement the miniature use, or it's crazy when you use CGI and you're like, no, let's not be photoreal. Let's do a CGI outlook, but make it look like a miniature, just to continue that like vibe and feeling. Yeah. The whole film felt like if you gave, and this is a compliment by the way, before I get there, if you gave the 1920s German filmmakers modern equipment, modern editing, modern software, and a modern post-production team, and you said, make the movie like you wanted to make it, it feels like they could reach this point as well. It's that beautiful of an homage to the originality of, the 1922 completely illegal adaptation of the Dracula story. So illegal that the wife of, what was his name? Bram Stoker. Sued them, and then as a result, the judge ordered the film destroyed. And the only reason Nosferatu exists is because a bunch of film nerds in the 1920s hid that movie away, and like they hid it all the way through World War II. They hid the film, and it didn't come out or like get found again until after the Second World War had ended. That's wild. The Nosferatu is beautiful. Bill Skarsgård is phenomenal. Lily Rose Depp was genuinely impressive, because everything I've seen her in before this made me think she was just a shallow Nepo baby with no skill or talent. But I think there's skill and talent, and I think when paired with a good director and a good, weird, really well-written, like Old English-esque script, killer. Let's go for it.
Nosferatu was good. When we talk about like having full faith in the director and the vision, right? I mean, this is exactly what that is. Even, talking about the homages they paid with the shadows and stuff like that, right? That was all done on camera, on set, good. No CG and stuff like that. It was just straight shadows, and talking to them about, or seeing the cinematographer talk about how they had to light it specifically to get those shadows, and so many tests went into it. You know what I'm saying? It's filmmakers who give a shit. That's why the movie looks so good. Yeah. I know you had mentioned the color grade for you was a little too much at times. It
got visually tiring. Like I felt my eyes start to like go. But I think that's a mix of two things. It was late. We had a long day. Long. And also my prescription's 2 years out of date. It was, I'm blind. It was a good color grade and whatnot, but I need to rewatch it with like a full night's sleep and some contacts in.
No, dude, I feel that. See, here's my thing. My thing with it too is I love the way the night scenes were shot. Only because phenomenal. Like it is so different than what we're used to, right? And
with the cyan filtering thing that they do?
It's just like bluish.
So cool.
I just love, like, there's a shot where Aaron Taylor Johnson is walking out with like he has the torch, and just seeing the reflection of the torch on his face with the blue on the other side. It just looked great. So that's what I mean by it, is just like the choices that they made and stuff like that. For me, it stuck out as such a unique film for last year. With any horror film, realistically.
Also, it's cool that it got so popular as it did.
Yeah,
because like Robert Eggers films they're not that popular.
I think it's his biggest box office yet. With Nosferatu.
Like The Lighthouse, people love The Lighthouse, but societally, social media-ly, it was a very memed, but not like
film. Yeah, it is very like it's almost like an art house film. It's very unique
with a budget.
It's definitely not for the facts with a big budget.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow!
Especially with, you're right, you mentioned The Lighthouse, and it's just, for that audience, it's not such a broad thing to show.
Right.
Hence why it wasn't seen that much in theaters, but it's still a great film for people.
I love that.
Film,
that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Robert Eggers film.
No, I think it's great. You know what's funny is I like that a lot just because it was so weird and so edgy and so it's just bad.
And just
but then Nosferatu comes out and I'm like, dude, I love this movie. I think it's so great. So to me, this is my favorite film from him. But you talk about, box office stuff, The Northman, even then it was shot very well. It's just, it lacked.
The Northman's
certain
beautiful.
things.
I don't like it, but it's...
Yeah, no, I think it's all right. I don't think it's anything special. But once again, we talk about the box office and what broader audiences would recommend, right? Or would want to see. And then you see how Nosferatu was just so popular online. I mean, the day after I saw it, all over my Twitter feed or X, whatever the hell it is, it's just nothing
Twitter.
but stills from the movie,
Yeah.
And so I found it just interesting because once again, Robert Eggers isn't like, like Steven Spielberg or somebody that just drops something and immediately everybody's gonna go see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're seeing a shift in that, which is awesome, right? These new filmmakers just coming in and just doing weird stuff that looks good, and I'm all about it.
No, it's lit. It's lit. Thank you, Robert Eggers.
It's lit. Nosferatu, number 3.
I'm ready.
I want Jordan. I want you to intercut Willem Dafoe just yelling "Hark" somewhere. It doesn't even have to be a part of that segment. Thank you.
Or show the clip of Robert Pattinson getting some of that mermaid.
Yeah, that bro.
We're back.
Okay, my next film of last year was. I hope it came out. It was Longlegs.
It did come out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Longlegs.
Yeah, here's the thing about Longlegs, though. You saw it first,
Yes.
and you were like, I think you like it. I'm not sure how you'll feel about the ending. You were right. I loved it. Oh.
It kind of just ramps up for it's hard to explain. It just ramps up and
we can spoil things. It came out last year.
No. I'm just trying to figure out like how it even.
How do you word that? Yeah.
How do I? It's
Nick
just
Cage,
it goes from
too
being
much.
this mystery to being all of a sudden just like,
Demons and shit.
oh yeah, it was like the devil made me do it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what I'm saying? It just, for me, it wasn't necessarily that whole movie was like that, right? Sure, and I loved it where you would randomly see like the devil horns and stuff like that, like in the shadows. I loved all that, but like for me, it felt more of like this person being crazy and like believing in these things that made that so cool to me, and then to just blame it on the devil, you know what I'm saying?
And then
This
just go,
spell.
no, guys, it's actually Satan.
Yeah, it's actually Satan.
Come on.
He made these people do it. And I'm just like, that's kind of a cop out. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel cool anymore. And so it just kind of went downhill for me. Because then it became this thing of like, what, like the whole point is like these dolls, you put the doll in their house and then the parents would get evil possessed and then they would kill each other and the kid, right? It's just that doesn't sell me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sell me. I love the idea of cultists and like these people believe in this thing, and then that's what makes people go crazy.
And then
like,
I love having to do the mystery side of it and having to really, like ask questions. And I don't know, man. Just going, it's actually the devil is really such a lame answer to stuff. Like if I did that to you in D&D, you'd be like, really? It's just the devil. I'm like,
it's just a bad guy. Like,
sorry,
no,
I was bad at writing today. You know?
I prefer flawed characters and like real reasons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even him. You know, my other problem with it too was that for the mystery side of things and her being a detective and stuff like that, is that like it just felt like every single clue going forward was like handed to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like she didn't really find anything herself. It was kind of like, oh, this box was delivered to me with all these things. And this
it feels like that. What's that Indiana Jones joke? It's like if you take Indiana Jones out of the first movie, the Nazis still kill themselves at the end by opening the Ark.
Yeah, they still
it's
die.
Like, so why is Indiana Jones there? It's same vibe. It's like the protagonist who doesn't push the story forward, doesn't propel the momentum of the story, and it's like, well, then why are we here? They're a passenger too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they did really good, crazy world building in the beginning, and I was like, give me more of that. Because the FBI's like, oh, she's a psychic. Let's give her the psychic tests. And I'm like,
Yeah.
huh?
That's cool.
What?
Yeah.
And I was so shook, and that was cool. And they had her in the back, and he's like, where is he? And she's like, Wolverine, bring me pizza.
It's that first thing where they go on like they all go to houses, and she picks the right house, right?
She picks the right house, and
all of that stuff is cool. And then that kind of goes away towards like the middle of the movie. Kind of goes away.
The cool world building and the cool like build up of, okay, it is a mystery. Okay, there's a potential that we could solve it. Okay, it's just people doing it. Losing all that world building, all that whatnot, just to go, it's Satan.
Mm-hmm. Satan made me do it. Yeah.
Lame.
No.
But favorite movie list, because I think films like this and films like Talk to Me and things like that, films like It Follows from, I think, 2017.
Yeah, she's also in that, right? Micah Monroe or I think that's her name.
It's nice to see every like couple years we're getting a horror film that is creative and interesting and different and is shot different and it takes risks, because Longlegs took a lot of risks. There were a lot of risks in how it looked. There were risks with editing. There was a big risk with casting, which I don't think paid off, but that would be Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that there was that drive to go, let's have somebody over the top and eccentric to play this character. I just think it was the wrong guy to play it. I think having somebody over the top and eccentric to play it would work, but maybe somebody else. That's my personal opinion. But having this film come out, take all of these risks, push the boundaries, and be willing to go, and then succeed. Everybody talked about it. People went to the theaters. It made all its money back, is a good thing. I think we need more creativity and risk-taking like that everywhere. Because, as I said at the beginning of the episode, Hollywood and production companies are just shoveling garbage out. We need more people who are willing to go, no, I have a story, I want to tell it. If it doesn't work in the end, that's unfortunate, but at least I told the story the way I wanted to.
I'm trying to tell the story a specific way that is the vision, right? And that's what I'll credit this movie is. It definitely had a vision. I thought the cinematography was dope.
Yeah, gorgeous.
The beautiful decision to go from full frame into this cropped frame for like the past is so
good. So good.
It is so cool. You see that at the beginning, right? It starts with the cropped view or whatever, and then it just expands out when we go to the present. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Yeah, and it didn't hide it. You know what I'm saying? It would slowly just go back in, and I'm like, this is it. I love this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of shots that I love. But like you said, I think the casting was a little off for me. Nicolas Cage felt like he was still diving into the role of Kick-Ass. It really gave me those vibes,
The Big Daddy vibes. Yeah.
The Big Daddy vibes when he's being burned alive. It is just like he's just the exact same. I also thought his character, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's okay, baby
screaming.
girl.
Yeah, he's just screaming.
Take cover,
And that's the way it felt. Like it's just he threw me off, and I knew going in that either his performance was gonna make it or break it for me, because I like before going in and watching it, it was very like he's great performance here, great performance there, people complaining about his performance, and I'm like, all right, we'll see. But I'll say this, the movie accomplished one thing, right? It is a very demonic-esque movie, right? Where like there were times for me when I was watching it where I'm like, this feels a little weird. Like I get the weird vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what horror movies do, right? They make you feel like yes. I don't like being scared, like jump scared, right? That's like my worst favorite. I hate watching movies like that because it's
also
cheap.
It's so
it doesn't
lame,
do anything for me. Yeah, it's whack. But when I leave the theater feeling creeped out and like, ooh, this movie kind of made me feel, I love that because it's like that movie accomplished the goal of putting the bad energy and bad vibes on me, where I just want to step out in the sun and be like, bro, I just need to get the fuck out of this theater, right?
You get to leave the theater and you go, life isn't that bad. Yeah,
exactly, right? So it succeeded in that, and I'll always give it props for that. There were a couple misses on the decisions with the film, but 1000%, I could see it being high on people's lists for favorite movies last year.
Yeah, it was pretty decent overall. I'm gonna buy it. Support physical media. Longlegs.
I'll be waiting.
My number two,
your number two,
nobody's surprise, is gonna be Challengers.
Oh.
You think that tennis is about expressing yourself, doing your thing. But you don't know what tennis is.
What is it? Tashi Duncan. She's not
Sexy.
Dude, I love Challengers. Seen it a few times. Holds up every single time for me. I mean, we watched a few clips together when I was out there, a few weeks ago, and it just, man, you put Luca on the title, right? That he's gonna direct this film, and I'm gonna watch it, right? I've been a fan of his since Call Me by Your Name, right? Watch that, Bones and all, love that. Even though it was probably like more of his weaker work for me personally. Challengers did everything that I expected it to do. And yeah, dude, the performance was great. I think the camera work is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much I love about this movie. That's why it's my number 2. It's just from storytelling, from the way they handle jumping from past to present, I think is genius.
Excellent blocking.
The score, the blocking's crazy.
Blocking's crazy.
The score, it is so wild because you're either gonna love it, right, or you're gonna hate it. It is just, it starts randomly, right? It's like this techno beat going crazy, whatever like that. But once you get used to it, it comes in, you're like, oh shit, I'm back in it, we're going back to it. Right? But no, I mean, you talk about, this is one of the more edgier roles for Zendaya, I would say, right? And for me, it's always been, especially with her being in the Spider-Man movies, it's hard for me to see her and envision her as this adult woman in certain scenes. You know what I mean? I mean, it kind of is, but she tackles this role so well, where she's just, she's a badass chick, right? She's out here just running the things, right? And she captures the energy so well that I will be embarrassed for the Academy if she doesn't at least get a nomination for Best Actress. She just kills this role, and her supporting cast with Josh O'Connor and Mike Face, I think they're just so great. They elevate each other going back and forth, and even though it is like a trio movie, this weird throuple thing going on, they work so well together that it is baffling how great the movie is and their chemistry together, honestly. I could talk about this movie all day. I love this movie.
The few scenes that we watched together, I was like, oh my God, this is good. Great filmmaking. All 3 of them are excellent actors, excellent leads. The writing was on point. It was awkward when it needed to be. It was sexy when it needed to be. It was like, oh God, like I wouldn't want to hear that conversation in public because that was mean, like whenever it needed to be. Beautifully shot. I'm buying it. That's just gonna happen. Again, support physical media.
That's the motto here.
Dude, just a good movie, and I'm happy to see actors pushing their boundaries as well. Yeah, I know Zendaya's done a couple things that push boundaries out in terms of how she approaches really adult topics as an actress, and I mean, there's Euphoria, which fell off, but she kills it in Euphoria. And then there was another one where it's I think it's shot in black and white.
Yeah, it was by the same creator of Euphoria. I don't remember the name of it, but he directed it.
Right.
It was the one that dropped during COVID, right? They shot it.
It was a COVID movie. They were in one of their. It was somebody's mansion that they knew, and they shot the whole thing there pretty much. And it was, it was a married couple, and they're like, do we actually love each other? And that's the movie. And you're like, oh, that's okay. That's a rough topic. Let's go. So just to see challengers and stuff, I'm excited for the future with Luca. I'm excited for the future with Zendaya and with the other 2 guys, including one of them who might be, according to rumors, on Blue Sky Twitter, James Bond. Potentially.
I heard he's front runner, which is an interesting choice. I mean, seeing him it's the first time I've ever seen him in anything. Yeah. And he does extremely well in this movie. And even seeing this movie is, I mean, it does have a very sexual tone to it, right? Yeah. But it does have a very touching topic, right? Of what it means to be in this weird triangle of relationship things, whether it's friendship and lovers and this and that. And I think sometimes it can be putting off for big actors to do something like this. You know what I mean? Because it puts your face on that on that specific topic for some time, right? And so, like you
And
said,
it could be
seeing
dangerous to your brand. that
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing, like,
It could be.
depending.
So seeing Zendaya do this, right, was interesting. Even when I first heard about the movie and what it was going to be about, I found it interesting that she would even attempt something like this. Whether or not she was going to actually go for it or not, I didn't know until seeing the movie, and she did. So like you said, it's cool seeing actors push the boundaries of what it means to be an actor and just go for it, right? Because a lot of actors do play it safe and they do get stereotyped into their own specific roles.
Yeah.
And they just never break out of it. And so seeing young actors like this being able to be like, nah, f it, we're going to do it. I love it. Love it 1,000%. We got a potential James Bond, which he's going to be starting the new Knives Out movies. With Daniel Craig, which would be interesting to see. But I mean, they all got a great career ahead of them, without a doubt.
Definitely.
It's just gonna be great to see him grow as actors, honestly. But yeah, Challengers is my number 2.
Challengers.
Hey, I love you.
I know.
You wish you never ever met her at all.
All right, my number 1 film of last year. Guys, come on. You know it. He's my favorite Canadian. It's Dune Part 2, bro.
That's a favorite Canadian.
It's breathtaking. When you see sand here, imagine water. If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
That's how I will always refer to him as that in the
No,
podcast.
for sure.
He's my favorite Canadian.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome back from that beautiful clip of Dune Part 2 that you just saw. You're listening to NPR. No, Dune Part 2 is a masterpiece. Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Every actor kills it in every role they are assigned. The writing is out of this world, and the ability to adapt the novel and take world building and theocracy and nation states that hate each other and different cultures, and instead of conveying that through like spoken dialogue like it is in the book, but conveying that through a single wide establishing shot, is masterful filmmaking, and it's masterful adaptation work. It's the most beautiful film I've seen last year. It's one of the most beautiful films I've seen, period. It's the soundtrack, again, continues to be stellar, out of this world. Also, the Academy, you're wrong. Let them be nominated. Fuck you and your dumb little rule that because it used the whole song from the previous movie. So you're telling me Hans Zimmer didn't spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, work weeks, multiple of them, with an orchestra making new tracks for that film, but because there's a Paul Atreides theme and because there's a Dune theme, fuck them? Get bent, bro. Come on. I'm so tired of the Academy and the Golden Globes and all that. What was that dumbass movie the Golden Globes recently gave a bunch of Golden Globes to?
Oh, you just going crazy about it.
I am. I'm over it. Dune was magnificent. Golden Globes, bitch asses, unless I'm ever nominated in the future, in which case the Golden Globes is a fine establishment, and I'm happy to be nominated. Could you imagine? Such a fast sellout. That's crazy.
There we go. We're never getting nominated for Golden Globe. Here's my thing. Well, I mean, to be fair, based on the nominations of this year, it's kind of surprising what gets nominated and what doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just interrupt here for just a brief moment.
Go for it.
You were going for it.
Go for it.
Dune 2 is also my favorite, or Dune Part 2 is also my favorite movie
Ours,
of last
collective.
year.
Ours.
It's literally, there's just nothing that compares. Realistically, it is extremely shameful that he didn't get a nomination for Best Director.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me, right? When you're taking a movie and you make a movie so massive, right? How they shot it, where they shot it, the immense work it took to turn this extremely large novel that I did not read into this movie, right? Into this 2-part movie, right? Is a task that is incredible. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense why the Golden Globe specifically did not nominate him for Best Director. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's this whole thing of like, and I knew, I legitimately had a feeling that because Dune Part 2 came out so early on in the year that it would lose traction for the award season and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean shit to me, right? A movie this great, But the cast is great. Every single cast member hits their notes, right? Javier
Kills
Bardem,
them,
you got
destroys them.
Just everybody just knows
Crazy.
their place. They go off each other and they just kill it, right? And yet they're just not getting any recognition. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. It makes award shows like that look like an extreme joke.
Yeah.
But once again, if I ever get nominated, what's up? By all means.
No.
But like,
Thank you for the nomination for the.
Thank you for the nomination. But that's my thing. Is like Dune 2 did everything right. Dude, I can't even. It's just hard to get into specifics because like it just everything about it for me was great. I mean, even watching it over and over again, it doesn't really die down.
It wasn't a film. It was an event. And
yes.
people who don't watch sci-fi went out of their way to see it. People who don't watch Denis Villeneuve films went out of their way to see it. People who don't watch films went out of their way to see it. Because there's some people, I don't get how you do this, but there's some people that don't care about movies. They just don't watch movies. They've got reality TV on in the background, or they just don't have their TV on. You know, turn that TV off. But I'll never quote Kendrick again. I sounded like that. There's a weatherman on TikTok. Welcome back. That he takes rap lyrics and he does his weather report with them. And that's how I sounded right there. I'm like, don't turn that TV off. Turn that TV off. We've got a cold front coming in. That's exactly how that sounded. Guys, Dune Part 2. If you haven't seen Dune Part 1, why? Why? Dune Part 2. Why have you not seen Dune Part 2? Watch. Denis Villeneuve is a masterful filmmaker, and you know, decades from now, over 100 years from now, we look back on the Stanley Kubricks, we look back on the younger Steven Spielbergs before he just became like the producer in charge kind of guy that he is now. We look back on, you know, the like golden age of filmmakers, these auteur filmmakers who are in charge. That time has ended. There aren't a lot of auteur filmmakers anymore. In fact, one of them just passed away, David Lynch, rest in peace. Denis Villeneuve is as close we're going to get to an auteur filmmaker without being the self-centered, egotistical asshole that a lot of them were back in the day. And he's able and capable to work with how studios work nowadays to still get the vision he's shooting for. He's trusted. That's the other thing. These studios, even when he lost money, trusted him. Because like Blade Runner 2049, masterful film. It's a sequel that is arguably, for some reasons, better than Blade Runner. And I love Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049 lost money. It lost like $40 million. And yet those studios came back and they went, you want to make Dune? Make Dune.
It's still an excellent film, though. You know, I mean, when you look at his filmography over the past few years, or I should say few films,
forever.
It's insane, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
It really is insane. I mean, he's been on this run that is just
legendary,
insane. Yeah, in fact, it's legendary.
Yeah.
From Sicario to Arrival to Prisoners, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just he's hitting all the genres essentially, right? And he's honestly, I mean, when you look at Arrival and then you look at Dune Part 2, they are both sci-fi, but he tackles them
whole
both
different worlds,
extremely different ways,
whole different worlds,
and that just shows you how incredible of a director he is and what his vision is for these specific movies. Dude, Dune Part 2 is the shit. There's no reason why it shouldn't be getting all the hype. I would expect Dune Part 2 to be on pretty much like, dude, it's one of the most rated movies on Letterboxd of last year or something like that, right? Something like that.
It's the top rated film of last year on Letterboxd.
It just, dude, you
phenomenal.
Once again, the vision, the director, it's all there. Bam, Dune Part 2. So, yeah, look, we can't go into 2025 without talking about 2025, realistically.
2025.
Right? 2025. The
New
year
year.
we dread.
Yeah. The beginning of the end.
Allegedly.
Just kidding.
But, thankfully, there's some great movies coming out. Great movies coming out. So, we're also going to talk about our most anticipated movies of 2025.
Yes.
And I will start it off
with
Superman. That's the boss.
It's our YouTube
Yeah, just Superman.
YouTube thumbnail. I watched Superman, and it's always looking off screen.
Yeah, I know. It's so fucking dumb.
I hate this shit. I hate this shit.
I'm a huge... Go ahead.
Sorry.
Were you going to say something?
No.
You just f***ing my flow?
Yeah.
Leave this in, editor, so people know that I'm
Don't.
boss here.
Don't cut this out.
No, people... Look, those who don't know are gonna know. I'm a huge DC nerd, right? I love me some DC lore. I love me some Batman. I love me some Robin, pause. I love me some Wonder Woman, all the above, everything, right? I just love DC. Their world to me is it's just more fun for me, right? Not saying anything bad about Marvel in general. I do like their movies, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, DC has always been the pinnacle for me growing up. And obviously Superman is high on my list, right? We finally got somebody in charge of this DC universe, and we can finally see what that is like instead of Warner Brothers being all like, you know what, just make some DC stuff here and there. We'll just pull the rug underneath the director and this and that, blah blah, right? Let's just make other movies and try to put them together. It's just, now the studio is at least have somebody in charge to be like, all right, this is the plan, right?
Yeah.
Whether that plan succeeds or fails, we are gonna see.
Yep.
But dude, Superman to me looks so cool. It looks fun. It gives Superman this, and dude, I love Henry Cavill Superman. I know you and I disagree on that 100%, but I think
I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I don't like those movies.
Superman.
Those movies are trash.
I fucking love those movies.
They're trash.
But he's wrong. But going on to that is like seeing the tone of like just this new world in general just looks awesome to me.
It looks more comic booky.
Yeah, it does. It looks more comic book friendly, right? I'm excited to see what these other heroes look like in this world. That's honestly what excites me. Just like every other movie, right? Set pictures were released. People were complaining about the costume, right? We get Crypto. People are complaining about Crypto not looking comic accurate, which who gives a shit? It's a fucking dog. A cute ass dog. You know what I'm saying?
He's cute as hell.
Bro, come on, bro.
The moment I saw him in the trailer, I was like, I'm in. Let's go. Yes.
Do the little whistle, him running fucking crazy fast, fucking snow behind him. He pulls up. He's this little furry dog, this shaggy dog. Yeah.
I'm like, yes, let's go.
And it's so cool.
So good.
That I'm excited to see what they do with the Green Lantern series coming up and stuff like that. But like this, to me, the reason why Superman is on my list for favorite or for like my most anticipated movies is because it's gonna show me what this universe is gonna look like going forward. It's the first step, the first movie to take us into this world, and so I'm excited for that. Honestly, that's what I'm excited about. The cast is also pretty stacked with which I haven't seen too much of David Cornsweet. I did see Twisters on the plane to LA. Listen, don't recommend.
Bad. Yeah.
But he was in it, and so seeing him be like, all right, he's kind of an asshole. I couldn't really see him as Superman, so him being Superman to me is interesting. But yeah, the cast is interesting to me. I'm excited to see where this story takes us in this universe. Superman is my number 3.
Cool. I think James Gunn is the move. I think having that creative director going forward, I'm interested, and I grew up on the DC cartoons because back in the day, DC was killing the game when it came to let's have animated stuff going on. Teen Titans, bro, the Green Lantern shows back in the day. I grew up on that. I was just a little kid though, so I wasn't like following through the through stories and the world building and all that whatnot. So I never had that connection to DC that you have. Superman looks interesting. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it in theaters, and if Crypto kills it like I know he will, I'm gonna see it twice. That's what's gonna happen.
Crypto's gonna carry. You heard it here first.
Hashtag Crypto carries. Let's go.
We're not talking about crypto money.
Not
we're talking about Crypto
scams, not fake money.
Do you like your dogs? I know a school where they teach dances. I could take you there if you'd like.
All right, my next pick for next year it's the new John Wick, not John Wick, John Wick film. It's going to be Ballerina, and no, it's not just because Ana de Armas is in it.
Even though that's a big selling point.
It's a big selling point. She's great. Here's why this is on here. I love John Wick, but there is a continual fall off in how much longer I'm going to care about that same movie being retold over and over and over again. There were things in the third where I'm like, okay, I see they're trying to do a bit different. It's like wider. It's more of a film instead of just like an action film. They're like, but that's because John Wick's an established character. He's been part of the pop culture zeitgeist. Let's give him this third film that could be a send-off and do that. Or it was the third film or fourth film?
Fourth film. No. The third film is when he like was supposed to be the final one. Like Psych, we're making the fourth one.
Psych. Yeah. So it was the fourth one, is what I mean. Did you hear that fire truck? Oh my god, it was so loud. It was the fourth film where I'm like, okay, it's a film. Like they're making a movie. I get it. Instead of just going, yeah. There was like, yeah, I'm John Wick, and there's this story going on, and we're gonna shoot on a 70mm Panavision for a few shots, and it's gonna look fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean the movies do look great.
But again, I'm ranting about John Wick. Ballerina, here's the big reason why I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward not necessarily to the film itself. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not that director, those directors, that team can actually do something different with this franchise, or if it's going to be John Wick with Ana de Armas. And I have a big feeling, big feels, it's going to be John Wick with Ana de Armas.
It's going to be that, yeah. Here's my thing. The only reason I watch the John Wick movies is because my brother loves them, right? So we'll go watch them when they drop or whatever. My thing is, to me personally, they just do the same thing over and over and over again. It's just repetitive. I would say John Wick 2 for me was the best one because it felt like it knew what it did with number 1 and it upped the ante in number 2. But everything after that, it just feels like you can only do so much.
3 was the weakest.
I would say 3 was the weakest. I did like 4 because there was like cool aspects to it. It's just like
also Donnie Yen throughout. That shit's
sick. Dude, that whole thing in Japan, right? It's just cool, right?
So cool.
Listen, you said John Wick in Japan, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit like that's just awesome. That whole sequence in Japan is sick. But it eventually gets repetitive where I'm like, oh shit, we're no longer in Japan. We're in Moscow. Where the fuck we're at? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just,
we're falling downstairs in Paris.
Dude, falling down the stairs, I hated that scene. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he goes up, almost all the way up, gets knocked down, and we gotta watch this whole motherfucker go back up again. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody got time for this. That's another 30 minutes.
I laughed out loud though. I thought it was funny because I was like, damn, and then he hit something else, and I was like, damn, and then he hit something else, and I was like, damn. I said damn so many times. The amount of hit, bro, John Wick should be big dead. He should have died like movie 1 would have killed him.
Bro, it's like, but I'll say this though, they have pushed the ante, especially number 4. I love the car scenes, right? It was all choreographed. It obviously wasn't shot there, but it was all choreographed and stuff like that, and it was cool. Like that.
Like the Champs-Élysées when they're going around the thing.
Yeah, the circle. Yeah. Like that shit was cool.
I liked it, but then, that was also part of the weakest points. Was like the background CGI was bad.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It was so bad.
For sure.
And that's also a consequence of like film production nowadays. Is our post-production guys are overworked, underpaid, and there aren't enough of them. And so, that's what you've seen this trend on social media, and it's like, why does old CGI look better than new CGI? Well, and it's because new CGI is the same guy working on 4 different movies, and he's doing 70-hour work weeks, and he's surviving off of fucking stimulants that he's getting off the side by some like weird dude in the background who just shows up from post-production house to post-production house to make them keep working. Like it's a work thing. It's a push more product out thing. If we were doing filmmaking like we did in the early 2000s and the 90s, it wouldn't be that. Every bit of CGI would be as good as 2008 Iron Man, where you can tell they took time, they put love into it because they could. You can't anymore. And so back to John Wick, them background cars are ass in that scene. They're so bad. So bad.
I love what they did with the scenes though, as far as like him getting hit, him jumping through cars, etc., etc. But I agree, the cars going behind him is a big wonky. For sure.
Like I stopped watching the movie at that point and went, while it was playing. I was like, why? Why? You
What
know?
is this car doing here? Yeah,
When there's nothing worse than getting fully pulled out and go, oh, fuck. So anyway, Ballerina, probably going to be more John Wick, just with a gorgeous woman instead of a beautiful man. And that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. I'm looking forward to see what if anything, they do differently. Because it'll just be nice to be 100% confirmed. Like, they're making another John Wick movie. Sure, it's going to be John Wick. But this is like a spin-off. Is it going to be different? It's not? Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to give up on these guys creatively.
It's kind of tragic because they have this world that they can build on. That world
Yeah,
of John Wick
didn't they do a
is
show?
interesting. I think
Wasn't
they were
there a
gonna do
show?
a show. I think they were gonna do a show and it got canceled or something like that, or maybe.
No, I think episodes came out and it got canceled. Like, I think there was a show.
Find him, because if you don't, I'll bring the weight of this whole institution down on you both. Sharon, show our guests the door.
We made a big mistake coming here.
You're my brother, Frankie.
But yeah, no, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I even forgot Ballerina was coming out this year. So
Yeah. That's it. That's the end of that conversation. Is yeah.
Ballerina's- All right, so my number 2, my second most anticipated movie of 2025 is Sinners.
Okay, Sinners.
Directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld.
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people.
So listen,
Yes, I'm listening. I'm here.
put at the helm Ryan Coogler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me Michael B. Jordan, playing twins, right? Add vampires. Okay, add vampires.
Okay.
I'm fucking in. What's going on?
Fuck, that
Listen.
made me cough.
The trailer looks fucking sick. I love the direction they're doing with the lighting, with cinematography in general. I think the color looks great. It gives it this gritty feel, right? I also don't know fucking anything about it except just fucking
I know.
vampires.
I saw
Ryan
the
Coogler.
trailer and I was like, huh?
Yeah, it's wild. You know, you have that beautiful shot of Michael B. Jordan shooting at the camera, right? With that Tommy gun. It's fucking sick.
But he's clearly been like spritzed with spray.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he's all swole and fucking oily.
Homie is moist in that shot.
They're in the
It's
South, bro. They're in the
crazy,
South. You would
bro.
understand, bro.
They're-
He's just hella moist. It takes place like I think in the 1800s, in the 80s. I don't even fucking remember,
Wild.
bro. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, vampires. Oh, and Haley Steinfeld. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
From
the movie's interested in
Arcane.
me. From Arcane.
Yep.
Actually, banger, bro. We need to talk about that. Actually, might be a little bit too late. We forgot about it during the hype. We just watched it,
It's
loved it.
fine.
Just forgot.
Arcane's a masterpiece. Watch
It is
it.
a masterpiece. Nobody needs to tell you that. You just
It'll
need to watch
change
it.
your life. The amount of love and detail. Oh my God, killer. And you go back and watch season 1 and you're like, oh my God, they set that up. Crazy. Crazy.
Don't even get us started, bro.
Sinners.
We'll talk about this forever.
Let's go back to Sinners.
Here's
We
my
gotta-
thing.
Go
Yeah,
back.
facts. The thing with Sinners that I think the most is that I heard about it, bro. I'm all over the internet when I hear whispers of like rumors and stuff like that, right? I think I'm that guy when it comes to the two of us about like what's coming out, what's not.
Blue sky.
Blue sky. No room to read. No, I had heard that they had a script, right? The script they were keeping under wraps and only meeting with certain studios to like show the script to. And even like filming it, all they released was it had to do with vampires, right? This horror-esque stuff, which is interesting because it's a genre that Ryan Coogler has never explored, nor do I think Michael B. Jordan has done himself. So it's intriguing in that aspect, but I also love how under wraps this whole thing is. I love how under wraps this whole thing is. It's like even releasing the trailer, they don't show you shit. You don't know what's going on, right? There's that creepy ass shot of like all the vampires approaching the thing. You know what? It gave me the vibe of From Dusk Till Dawn or whatever that movie is, right? Where they're like stuck in the bar.
With George Clooney and Tarantino?
Listen. Not facts. Not the actual movies, but there's something that I love about somebody being stuck somewhere.
In like
it
the
being
obscure
surrounded.
place somewhere.
Yes,
yeah.
and just being surrounded
Your
by
last
like
stand
this
look.
evil entity. Yes.
Like the Alamo, but not racist.
Exactly.
Love it.
But like you're just stuck there and you have to fight your way out. How do we do that? You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff intrigues the fuck out of me. And so just seeing the trailer and seeing that aspect of it, dude, I'm in. Sold from the trailer. I was like, all right, cool. Just give me another trailer with a little more information. Even if they don't, I'm watching it. But yeah, it's high on my list. It's also it's cool to see Ryan Coogler to step away from the machine that is Disney and Marvel to do something else right now. You know, he's been stuck in that train with Black Panther 1 and 2 for a while now. That now he's able to do this film for himself, and what does that look like after you've been a part of that machine is going to be very interesting, right? Because he went through Creed, Fruitvale Station, all that stuff that, you know, from being indie like that to Creed, and developing that movie was great. So just seeing him go from a multi-billion-dollar company to like this studio film that is less than that is going to be intriguing. A good step away.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to see it, but I'll probably wait on you to see it first to see if it's worth it.
I'm in the seats, dog. Vampires, I'm in. But yeah, Sinners, I'm watching that.
Sinners.
Yo, smell anything? I think I shot myself.
My next 2025, looking forward to it, is the next Captain America.
Be careful.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general.
Brave New World.
Captain America, a whole new world. A new fantastic Harrison Ford. So Captain America, it's giving me Winter Soldier vibes. It gave Winter Soldier vibes. It's giving me shot on film or emulated to look like shot on film. It looks grungy and it looks spy-y and it looks political thriller-y. And it looks like, and Harrison Ford as the Red Hawk is a little crazy. That's a little wild. Yeah. Because Harrison Ford's ancient, and you know Harrison Ford doesn't fucking care about Marvel. He doesn't give a shit. Homie started his movie career because he hid pot, like, hiding points in people's jacuzzis, and they went, hey, you want to be in Star Wars? You want to be in Star Wars? And he went, yeah. Like, that's, come on, bro. It looks interesting. There's a problem. The problem is Marvel. Here's what's up, right?
What'd it do?
Marvel has dropped the game. They've not been it. They've been, bro. I mean, we've said this almost every episode. After Endgame, it was like, okay, whatever, we're done. I don't care. And it feels like they've been throwing out $400 million budget fucking feelers ever since, which is crazy. They've been losing money on a bunch of these movies because they're just not good. They were the only things that are following through are like the weaker franchises that they own. And I mean, this movie looks interesting, but it's following up on the Captain America and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus show, which honestly I've almost completely forgotten about, and what I do remember of it was not good. Like, it was bad. And then, you know, I think this will be a good determiner on, is it possible for Marvel to come back to the position where it was with like Winter Soldier coming out, where you go, oh, these aren't just comic book movies. I mean, it's obviously just a comic book movie, but oh, there's some filmmaking here. Like, there's movie going on. There's scripting. There's effort, and there's intention, and there's this genre bending. Because like Winter Soldier, it ends as that comic book movie, and there are definitely those like, oh, he's talking to a Nazi robot. That's weird. Like the AI upload of that German guy. But the first 70% of Winter Soldier is a political spy thriller. That's cool. Have Captain America have to be on the run and hide himself? That's cool. What's going to happen here? Are we going to see something like that? Are we going to have that interesting element that can be carried by being that interesting element, even though it is in a Marvel film in this new phase fucking 17 or wherever they're at, because they don't even know. That's why I'm excited. I'm excited to see, can Marvel find their footing again? That's like my main point here.
So there's a trailer that they dropped that looks very political, thrillery, and spy specifically. So when you say that, that trailer's in my mind. It's just the way it's edited, the way it's done. It makes me be like, okay, this is fucking cool. Yeah. Right. I think it's also, it's like you said, it's a big telling of what's going to happen with the future of Marvel and whether or not they can build this franchise around a new Captain America and whether audiences want to even see that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Realistically, I think Anthony Mackie's a great actor, and him being tasked to be the second version of Captain America is completely challenging to him as a character. Just I mean, let's be realistic. Captain America is now black, right? Yeah. Will that still sell? Will that still sell without Chris Evans being in charge? Yeah. And that's just the truth of it all. And you mentioned,
sadly,
yes. Honestly, that's just what it is. You mentioned the TV show, and one of the highlights that always sticks to my mind is the fact that he has to deal with that, right? That instead of giving him the task of being Captain America, they give it to another white man. Yeah. Because they feel like it's just politically correct.
That part was good.
Yeah,
and
just stuff like that's
when
good.
He meets the test super soldier guy.
Yeah. Which he's gonna be in the movie, which is awesome.
Good.
It's just it's just stuff like that I like. They obviously replaced the late actor to play General Ross, and he's playing the Red Hulk or whatever. So picking Harrison Ford is a great
and the
cast.
president.
Yeah, facts. Wild. The Red Hulk is it's just it's like you mentioned. You put a spy movie and insert Marvel stuff into it. It's fun. Make a movie like that. That's what all movies need to be realistically with comic book movies, is interlacing these real themes with these Marvel characters and stuff. That just makes it seem
It still
cool.
has to be like the fun Marvel movie at the end of the day, but make a movie. Don't just follow a formula.
Yeah, exactly.
I get so many of the movies they've made are a formula. And it's like
and this one seems to be one of the first of the past few years that seem to be away from that specific formula. It's like you mentioned, it looks different. It really does look different. And so it's intriguing. I am interested to see how well, it drops here in a few weeks, I think, right?
Yeah, it's coming out soon.
So, I think it drops in February or something like that. So it's coming very soon. And I'm excited to see what happens with it. I am going to watch it. I'm going to watch it in theaters just because I got to support my boy Anthony Mackie, a.k.a. Tupac, a.k.a. Papa Doc, right? I think is his name. 8 Mile.
Yeah.
But you gotta support that. I gotta support him. I gotta see what this is about, and I'm either gonna text you like, "Yo, you were right. It's different," or I'm gonna be like, "Nah,"
or be like, "Nah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
confirmed."
It's
it's either gonna be lit, let's go, or confirmed, we knew it. And that's what we're looking at.
And this is off topic, but kind of in the same category. The other Marvel movie that's coming out, Thunderbolts, also looks different, which is intriguing to me also. It still has trailer aspects of it. Yeah, it's called the Thunderbolts. It has Bucky, all this stuff. To be fair, I've seen movies in theaters last year so many times, so they've replayed the same trailer.
I'll look it up.
But that one also looks different. I wouldn't say it looks as different, but they do insert jokes here and there, like the Marvel film, the Marvel formula.
The Marvel thing.
But it does look a little bit different. So, we'll see. This
what's
year is going to be big telling for Marvel for sure.
Maybe they had a big suits meeting where all the suits got together and they went, it's not working. Let's hire another consultant firm, pay them $100 million, and follow their new plan.
No, you're wrong. They didn't do that because they brought back the fucking Russo brothers, bro.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, for that. Shit, remember it was announced fucking Robert Downey Jr. coming back as
Dr. Doom. Oh my god, I forgot it. I wiped that from my mind, bro.
I just think about I thought.
How are they gonna do that? Is he actually Victor Von Doom, or is he Tony Stark from another universe?
It's gonna be another universe. It's gonna be Victor Von Doom instead. It just doesn't make sense. They do have the opportunity to do something cool with Peter Parker and him meeting this weird dynamic. That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to. But my thing is,
and him going,
and I love
Mr. Stark.
I love the backpedaling. and I say this sarcastically, of course. I love the backpedaling of being all like, the Russo brothers are done, right? They're like, we're out. Let's make some other movies that fail, and maybe Marvel will call us back. And guess what?
Let's make other movies. Bad.
What's so funny?
Bad.
They clearly don't have. Listen, I'm not gonna talk shit, but listen, they bombed the past few movies that they've done, right? But here's what I like more. I like that the franchise was like, we're gonna get these new directors and we're gonna do something new. Also bombing, right?
Bad.
Now you got and now you got this franchise. And now you got this franchise that's like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. You got these directors that have been failing. Let's just come back where Marvel was at its peak and hope that they find that same magic they did with Endgame and Infinity War. Yeah. So I find that hilarious, and I find the backpedaling to be chef's kiss of what it means. Yeah.
Marvel, show us what's up.
Show us what's up. Also sponsor us. Get us on the red carpet.
Brought to you by Disney. Technically, I work for Disney. Technically, I am a Disney employee. Technically.
Oh no.
Because they own it. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I work for Scripps. Technically, we are a Disney affiliated station. Never mind.
Hey, I
didn't think about it. I forgot Scripps was a company because they barely are. Right, Jordan?
Yikes.
I loved Parasite. Did you know that? I love Parasite.
You know what's crazy that you mentioned that, because I also loved Parasite.
Phenomenal film. Deserved that Academy Award.
It deserved the multiple Academy
Awards.
Multiple,
it did win multiple.
Yeah. It did. As well, he won Best Director.
Who directed that?
Best Picture. Oh, that's our boy. That's our boy.
So cheesy. Look, Bong Joon-ho, new movie coming out, Mickey 17.
On Earth, nothing was working out, and I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You're applying to be an expendable?
You read through the paperwork.
Yeah. I should have read through it.
I think the clip played.
Listen, there's no surprise that it's our favorite and most anticipated movie of this year. Dude, I'm just waiting on the follow-up to Parasite, and this being it is pure magic.
It is.
I just want to see it. They teased a little clip of Robert Pattinson in that little machine, that beautiful 360 shot thing, the little spin or whatever, right? It's just sick, cool. Good. That's all they released. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I'm in. I'm stupid in, right? Apparently it's based on a book. They dropped a trailer. Fucking sick.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The concept behind it is so
interesting.
It's weird.
It's sci-fi. It's dealing with reincarnation and next lives and it's the corporatization of the human. Like, what do you mean? And it's he signed this dumb contract. Who is the original? Was there ever an original? Is he the original? Is he real? It looks good, and it looks like it's not going to be just heady the whole time. It looks like there's going to be these really fun, interesting action sequences where we get to watch Robert Pattinson just die over and over.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is the balance between the comedy aspect of this and the seriousness of what it means to die 17 times.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be like the Parasite, like black comedy. Like it's like, but also, like that kind of combo of this is awful what's happening, but it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. No, I'm excited for it. I think it looks beautiful. From what I've seen from the trailer, I think the final product will also look stellar. Robert Pattinson is on his fucking move, dude.
He's on his dude.
He's been on it for a few years
in the trailer, bro. It's like he's playing this, and this is what I love about Robert Pattinson, right? Is all jokes aside from the Twilight days and all this shit, right? This fool knows how to put on the mask and be a new person, right?
Yeah.
And so seeing him just play this little quirky
You saying he knows how to act?
Bro, listen. All jokes aside. That's my boy.
He's great.
He's super good, dude. And I'm just, dude, this cast is also stacked, right? You got Toni Collette, you got Steven Yeun in this, right? Yeah. You got, dude, it's just stacked. It also reminds me of the movie Moon, right? I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
The one with Sam Rockwell.
Great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen that movie, audience,
great
watch
movie. It flew under the radar. It is great. But it reminds me of that aspect of like what it means to be not the original, right? So I'm excited to see that explored again. And you know, the concept is so cool. Also, it's interesting to me that it's a sci-fi movie and that's his next tackle as a filmmaker, right? Which he has done sci-fi before. I mean, Snowpiercer is very prominent in my mind.
Yeah, and he did Octa, and I think part of that could be counted as sci-fi a little.
Never saw it. Saw like 15 minutes of it. Fell asleep, though I did watch it when I was tired. Not saying it was a bad movie, but listen, just probably wasn't for me. It's like that sci-fi elephant thing, elephant pig thingy. Yeah, that's also, I would also consider that sci-fi. But yeah, just seeing this as a follow-up is interesting. I mean, I'm excited to see what it's like to give this, you know, this man a budget like that and see what he does creatively with it.
I just love that, like, you know, we've said this before, but it's continually proven true, and that's why we keep bringing it up. It's that America may vote to be a closed-off system, but when it comes to our entertainment, we continually are willing to, like, open our horizons and bring things in, like Bollywood films blew up during the pandemic here. I think a lot of it was the pandemic, like, solidifying the trend. People were at home, they ran out of things that Americans made to watch, and they went, oh wait, there's an entire world. Let's watch what they made. And then they go, that's good. So, you know, it's wonderful to see Bong Joon-ho continuing to be part of the American film market as well and bring his, you know, Korean filmmaking sensibilities to a Western audience and continue to expand our horizons, our media, and, you know, expand how we tell stories and how we take them in. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Mickey 17. She looks good.
I think it's gonna be one of the biggest movies this year. I mean, I just globally successfully.
That's the other thing.
We fall back into the thing is, I don't know if, like, for example, like my parents have never seen Parasite. I had to make them watch it, right? And that also flew under the radar because it is a foreign film. This doesn't feel like a foreign film to me, right? It clearly isn't, right? Which is kind of sad because he is a foreign director and like he's tackling this his own specific way. But I'm excited to see if the trend from like the hype that was behind Parasite will follow with this movie, honestly. I mean, like the moment it was announced, I know you and I were both like, yeah, we're in.
I was like,
we're gonna watch it without a doubt, you know. So yeah, Mickey 17 is up there, bro. I can't wait for this shit to just hit and be like, yes, yes, yes.
I hope it's good, and I hope it's as good as we've been doing here on Rewinded Media, because the channel's been going places. Guys, we've got D&D. We've got in-person episodes. We've got the return of this here podcast. You just listened to the first episode of many. There could be as many as 42 this year. I don't know. I just pulled a number out of my ass. You never know.
It's going to be more than last year, that's for sure.
It's definitely going to be more than last year, and that's 100% for certain. Thank you, Jordan, for that. Shout out to our editor, Jordan, for editing these episodes for me so I don't have to. Also, guys, we've got The Veiled Light, our D&D 5th edition campaign playthrough. We've got Monday Minis making its comeback soon. We've got shorts on YouTube. We've got shorts on TikTok for as long as that lasts. I got shorts on right now. We'll see what's up. We're on Blue Sky. You can follow both of us there, and you can follow Rewinded Media there. Look forward to the future. We've got stories coming your way. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.